part of the Coco crew.
Yeah, 2 of 4.
2 of 4 of the Coco crew.
That means employees of
Cocoburg
Cocoburg / We're changing our name to Foreal Foods soon. You guys are the first to know. Don't tell anybody.
Max, what do you do?
I am the director of sales.
What does that mean?
That means I sell.
Cool.
What do you do, Meg?
Well, I do marketing.
Wow.
I market.
She markets.
We work together.
We do. Here in the office.
He sells, I market. I do a little social media.
Yeah.
That's us.
And as a quick disclaimer, all of the views and opinions that we are about to express are our own and do not
They don't reflect the brand, the opinions of Cocoburg, Foreal Foods as a whole. They are just things that we think. We've done research on. We've read about.
We're not medical professionals.
Not medical.
We're not
Not
recommending
doctors.
anything to you.
Didn't go to medical school or law school.
None of that stuff.
I have
Just the
a liberal
school
arts
of hard
degree. Yeah. So we hope you enjoy.
So don't sue us.
So internally, we've been going through weekly trends, commenting on everything CPG, and we have a lot of opinions.
A lot of heated debates here in the office.
So we wanted to hop on live and give you our little taste of our inner office gossip.
Yeah. So, Meg, tell me about some of the big trends that you see in 2019.
Wow, there's a lot. There's a lot to cover. I would say the first thing that's kind of on brand, or not kind of, very on brand for us is plant-based foods.
Plant-based foods?
Would you agree or disagree?
I think I'd agree with that one.
Okay.
I'd say plant-based foods are, 1, on trend to start with, 2, related to us, 3, delicious.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think more plant-based foods are edging their way into the mainstream market.
Yeah, there's been a couple of big things this year, like Carl's Jr. and Del Taco using, is it the Impossible Burger or the Incredible Burger or
The
Beyond,
Beyond Burger.
Who knows? They're all
Who can keep
leading
track?
plant-based meats. But
I also just read today, Impossible Burger came out with a new formulation.
oh,
Yeah.
I think I saw that also. So.
There we go.
I mean, clearly though, this shows that it's like moving outside of the sort of super, tight-knit health food world into the more mainstream,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And definitely not just for vegans anymore. It's for everybody.
Yeah.
Plant-based is for all.
Yes. This is true.
Meatless is not just for Monday.
Not anymore. Yeah, and it shows that, I think this also shows with Carl's Jr. and Del Taco that it's not necessarily a threat, the plant-based movement, to traditional meat, meat-based fast food companies. Yeah, the meat market. Because all you have to do is you include plant-based options. Yeah, and it doesn't, like Carl's Jr. If this is the wave that's coming, people
Right.
like Carl's Jr. and Del Taco are recognizing that they want to get on board and support.
Arguably, this is the way that our environment is also headed towards. So, also on trend for us within this category is vegan jerky, expected to blow up in 2019. Right?
Yeah.
That's what year we're in.
Yeah, it
Okay.
is. This is the year of the jerky. And
Year of the jerky. That's great.
I've seen so much, obviously a bunch of different companies put out their trend reports at the end of 2018, beginning of 2019, and
They're still
vegan jerky has consistently, they're
been
still coming
on
out.
the trends.
Yeah, all of them. And some of the top brands that we're seeing are brands like Louisville. We're seeing Shrooms, which is one of your favorite
It's one of
things
my
you saw at Expo.
They have mushroom chips too.
Yeah, Pan's mushroom jerky. Ourselves here, Cocoburg / future Foreal Foods. We have coconut jerky. But yeah, it's kelp jerky is going to be coming out one of these days from our friends at Kua. Yeah, there's all sorts of cool stuff.
Yeah.
Other things like oat milk. So this is moving outside of the vegan jerky.
Not oat milk jerky, in case anyone was confused.
But more plant-based stuff. Plant-based milks are huge, and oat milk was like the king of 2018.
And again, like very mainstream. So again, something I read today, Coffee Mate just launched a oat milk creamer, which I'm super excited about because I use the coconut milk creamers and I'm not like a huge fan of the taste. I prefer oat milk, and oat milk is expected to just continue to kill it.
Yeah.
Our friends Oatly, they're great.
Yeah. I think oat milk is pretty delicious, and I'm just going to throw in a word that, like, way more sustainable than almond milk. Takes a gallon of water.
Plug in
It's
there.
important. Yeah, it takes a gallon of water to produce one almond. No.
So to wrap it up, Max, are you yay for?
Thumbs up.
Do you give a thumbs up for
thumbs
plant-based
up.
foods?
Yay for
Meg
plant-based foods.
Also gives a thumbs up for plant-based foods.
Cool.
Yay. Moving on.
Well, this is a topic
Max,
that
take it
I
away.
think is really cool. But there's been some, again, heated debate within the office here about it. CBD, it's freaking everywhere. Everywhere, seriously. Like, I walk into a store and I feel like I see 10 new CBD products every day.
And every brand is like launching a CBD line now.
Yeah.
There's like protein bites, gummies, it's in juices and bars and
Not just for hippies
pretty much
anymore.
everything.
Yeah. I personally think this is great, and I think CBD and the endocannabinoid system, which is the underlying system that CBD affects. So that's I personally think one of the most important medical discoveries of the last like 20, 30 years. It's huge. It's going to change the way that we think about our bodies, frankly. And CBD is just at the beginning of its kind of ascent into total mainstream ubiquity. With the passing of the Farm Bill this year, it's now legal to grow hemp in all 50 states, which wasn't the case before. So the price is going to come way down, and I think we're just going to see it everywhere.
I personally think it's a little faddish.
Sure. Fad.
It's a little bit of a fad. I think it might kind of crash and burn. I think that there's still some research to be done about how, taking it internally in food interacts with your body. I'd like to learn more about it. I'd like to see more about it. I also think there's something to be said about placebo effect. Regardless of all of that, I'm interested to see what happens. I'm interested to see where it goes. I'm interested to keep learning more and reading more. But yeah, I think Max and I don't 100% see eye to eye here.
I think it's going to be huge.
So we'll see.
Way bigger than it is now. So I guess I'm a
You're
yay.
and I'm gonna give it a sideways
Okay,
thumb.
that works.
Is that
So,
okay?
1.5 thumbs.
Yeah. Great. Okay, next.
What's next, Meg?
Fat.
Fat? Are you calling me fat?
No.
Okay.
Wow. Great joke.
Sorry. Yeah.
Fat is bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. People are no longer afraid of foods that have a lot of fat, a lot of healthy fats. I, for one, I am not keto by any standard. I enjoy a big, delicious dish of pasta. I eat a lot of fat though: avocado, coconut, cheese.
Yeah.
What else? Bacon. You can chime in here at any time.
Basically, there's a lot of research that's come out in the last couple of years that has kind of given a better image to fat, which is kind of got tarnished in the 90s. There was the whole fat-free movement, and they're finding actually that that doesn't help people lose weight, and it doesn't improve anyone's health. And what happened when everyone went fat-free is they just started adding a bunch of sugar into products, and then came up with weird stuff like Olestra, which is like synthetic fats that cause all sorts of not comfortable digestive issues.
And now there's a lot of research that shows fat can lead to things like weight loss and
healthy
energy,
fats.
Healthy fat, yeah.
And that's, there are like a lot of different types of fats out there, so I think it's important to make the distinction that like
between
healthy and
healthy.
And so the big ones that like when you think about healthy fats, like the big ones that come up are always avocado, coconut, olive oil. And these are, I think this is an interesting way to think about it, but it's stuff that like they're oily fruits, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like coconut, avocado, and olives like all have a lot of natural oils occurring in them. You can eat those things and they taste oily.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to go through some like chemical extraction process to pull the fat out like you have to with soybeans or canola, and
Right.
it's so, and then it's the different types of omega-6 fatty acids, which I'm not going to get into right now. But there is a big difference between the types of omega-6s that you're getting.
If you want Max to get into omega-6s, comment below.
Sure. I will.
Because he'll get into omega-6s for you.
Yeah, and we're not going to talk about omega-3s right now. But,
So keto.
okay, keto.
So
Also, we were just saying
we were
omega-6s.
talking about.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
What we were talking about. Okay, so
Take it away, man.
with that being fab and super in, the popularity of the keto diet has increased. There's a bunch of brands that are releasing keto-friendly products. We actually had a really cool interview with Matt Tomasi, who is keto, and he kind of went into all the benefits, and then we can link the post.
Okay.
In the video, probably.
We're going to link this.
We're gonna link the post right here.
Yeah. Right here, guys.
Somewhere, maybe there, maybe there.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a bunch of brands. One of our, I always get confused between like brother or sister brands.
Mm-hmm.
Eating Evolved has keto cups.
Yeah, Eating Evolved.
There are our buds.
Yeah, we're in the same fam. Yeah.
Dang, who I would also consider our pals.
Extended fam.
Yeah. Like cousins. They released a keto bar. We have fat snacks.
They were blown up this year.
Blown up keto cookies, matcha.
People
tea.
all about fat.
All about fat.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the jury's still out on whether or not coconut jerky. I think we're keto. We've got 4 net carbs.
We're pretty close to the edge of keto.
Yeah.
We're
If you're trying to keep your carbs below like 15 a day, 4 net carbs is a little bit high for a snack, but regardless, it still falls within.
Yeah. You could happily eat coconut jerky on your keto diet. You just have to pay attention for the rest of the day.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
But
It's worth it.
It's still worth it.
So
yeah. You would definitely.
You would thank us.
You would thank us.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right. So
I guess this is both. I give it a thumbs up.
Well, looky here. I also give it a thumbs up.
Clearly, we both give it a thumbs up.
This is great.
Yeah.
I need to put my thumb down now. Okay.
So
This one's yours.
here's a topic that I think is pretty darn cool.
And it's really important. So
It is.
I will say I didn't know a lot about it. It's very important, so pay attention.
Pay attention. So, regenerative agriculture. I'm not seeing it in a lot of the trend reports necessarily,
Yeah.
but I am bringing it into the trend report right now, you guys. Our use of agriculture can produce a lot of problematic situations, can create, CO2, global warming, all this stuff. But we also have the ability to improve the environment and improve the health of soil specifically with our farming practices. So regenerative agriculture is the idea of humans working to improve the health of soil through agricultural practices and techniques. So this can be things like, if you've ever heard of carbon farming, that's another one of those buzzwords that kind of plays into regenerative agriculture. Growing cover crops, growing things that are improving the health of the soil, not necessarily cash crops, not necessarily things that you're growing in order to sell for a huge profit, but you're able to profit as a farmer down the road by having happy fields that are continuing to produce for years and years instead of depleting the health of the soil. And there have been a couple of big initiatives this year. There was an announced regenerative organic agriculture certification that's been signed on by a bunch of different brands. Dr. Bronner's Harmless Harvest,
Justin's,
Nature's Path, Thrive Market, all have signed on as allies. I think it's the Rodale Institute, Dr. Bronner's, and Patagonia Provisions, maybe, are some of the kind of leading people in pushing regenerative agriculture. But we're definitely thinking about this kind of stuff here.
It's very important, and it's definitely an initiative that our brand aligns with and thinks it's important.
And want you to know about.
And want you to be more educated about.
So tell all your friends.
Yeah.
Regenerative agriculture. It's coming.
Regenerative agriculture.
Good job.
Okay, so.
Thumbs up?
I'm going to give it a thumbs up too.
Cool. Okay.
Great.
2 thumbs up.
All right.
What do we got next, Meg?
This is our last one.
Is this our last one?
That's so sad. Well,
Don't worry. We can come back. We can come back next week.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know.
Or like
every 2 weeks?
day.
Yeah, every day.
Okay.
Tell me, how often do you guys want to see this?
Comment below. We should start a podcast.
Yeah.
This is great. Okay. Purchases that empower was also, a lot of these were on the Whole Foods Market trend report for 2019.
I feel like I saw a lot of people pulling from the Whole Foods.
Yeah, I think that was pretty much the gold standard, and then everybody else sort of followed in suit.
Yeah.
Can I use my pun?
Use your pun. Yeah, you have a pun?
Purchases that empower make you feel good about spending your money for a change.
Good.
That was good.
No, that was good.
So yeah, there are purchases that you're not just like spending money on things that you don't need. It's fighting to combat things like food waste.
What are some strategies that you could use to combat food waste?
Well, Max, have you heard of upcycling?
Upcycling, what's that?
It is the use of ordinary food waste to create something extraordinary.
Wow, that's so cool.
Isn't it?
How can I buy an upcycled product?
Well, there are plenty to choose from.
Are there?
I would have you start with coconut jerky.
Coconut jerky?
Do you know how coconut jerky is made?
No, tell me.
I feel like you should be answering these
Yeah.
questions. So,
Should we swap it?
no, it's okay. It might be funnier to have me do them. So we upcycle a byproduct of the coconut water industry, young coconut meat, in order to make our jerky.
That's so cool.
So we take that young coconut meat that would otherwise be thrown away, which is awful, and we marinate it, we dehydrate it, and then, I wish I had like a bag. Can someone throw me a bag? Wow.
Is this coconut jerky?
This is what we're talking about, guys. Coconut jerky, upcycled.
Dang.
What are some other examples, Max, of purchases that empower?
Well,
they can be upcycled.
Yeah.
They don't have to be.
No, I mean, and there are some cool other brands out there, other cool brands out there, upcycling stuff, like Barnana.
Delicious.
Yeah, it is really good.
Regrained. Our friends over at Regrained.
They make a granola type bar.
It's a
It's
bar,
like a bar.
made from
Upcycled spent grains
Yeah,
from the brewing
industry.
Yeah, super cool. And there's also a spent grain beer, right?
It's
Or
made
no,
from-
it's not. It's made from old donated
bread.
sourdough bread.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
We haven't
pretty
had
cool.
it.
No,
Well,
Seth has
Seth
it.
has.
Yeah, he said it was good.
He said it was good.
Yeah.
They
But-
sell it at Whole Foods in Williamsburg, in case anyone's interested.
Because all of you live in New York.
And all of you live in Brooklyn,
Yeah.
specifically.
Meg has never lived outside of New York,
Right.
so she doesn't get that there's other places.
Other people
Yeah.
in the world.
There are other places you can buy it, not just Williamsburg.
Yeah. But like, check out their website
yeah.
if you're interested.
And you can also, here's a really great purchase that empowers that you don't have to buy fancy socks from the internet. Is go to your farmer's market, go to your local farmer's market and buy stuff from the people who are growing it. Because
Buy local.
buy local, that empowers. Keep your money in the local economy and support farmers, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're real, they're out there. They
We
need
can
your
link
money.
the upcycled gifts too.
Yeah, we're gonna link some upcycled. Meg made a really awesome upcycled gift guide.
Yeah.
That we will link.
We'll
right
link
here.
here.
It's right here. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
I
that's
think
it for this week.
that's all we got for you guys.
We're really sad.
Yeah, we would keep going, but you have probably stopped watching already.
Yeah.
So.
Let us know other things that you'd like us to talk about.
Yeah, we're gonna try and do this somewhat regularly.
Often.
Yeah.
All right.
Great. Thanks,
Bye.
guys. Bye.
It's my turn now.
Yeah.
Late night when you